So this week we're gonna do some sewing together. I've got my machine out. I've even got sort of the shirt that I made last week that I want to copy. So cute, right? Do you love it? I love it too, and now I need more. So I took, actually this is a band that opened up for us in Flint, Michigan, I wanna say, called Long Last. Maybe it wasn't Flint. No, it was Denver. I think you guys are from Denver. So I took that band shirt, cut it up, put it under an existing tank that I got from the thrift store, made it cute. So I'm gonna turn this tank into the same thing using this fabric from a flannel during my flannel shopping hunting. I thought this was cute, so I was like, I'll keep it, but I just feel like the fabric is too good to just be a basic button up. So we're gonna do some cutting. What's up, Chad? Hey, Chad, did you run into our tech Dave at a show recently? I don't know if it was you. You'll have to tell me. He was at a show wearing an Icon shirt, and he said someone came up to him very enthusiastic and was like, oh, and he had a pin on his vest. And I'm like, you wear a vest sometimes. If it's the same Chad, I can't tell from your profile photo. Anyway, I was like, oh no, he's cool. He's harmless. Because Brad was like, I didn't know, or Dave was like, I didn't know if he was cool. I'm like, no, he's one of the good ones. Thank you to all of the good ones out there. Anyway, let me know how you're doing. Let me know where you're watching from. But actually, you don't have to, because I'm probably not even going to read the comments because I'm sewing. I'm busy doing stuff. Okay, so yeah, inspo right here, cutting up right here. And I'm so excited that it's Friday. Even though I kind of work for myself and kind of set my own schedule, there's just something about the weekend energy, right? Okay, so I guess I should put it on, but I don't want to, so I'm gonna do pinning and sewing, okay? It's harder to talk through it. It's easier to just do it. So I'll just read the comments real quick. Okay. I need IFH merch. Okay, head to shop.iconforhire.net. We've got flannels, homemade stuff that I've sewn on there, and then some t-shirts and stuff we're trying to get rid of. He was a cool guy and a good singer. Okay, Chad, it was you. I knew it. Oh, I love it. I love it when we all find each other out in the wild. He was a good singer, right? And me and Sean are actually going to be doing one of those Nashville show nights coming up on May 23rd. We're gonna, oh shit, I gotta write this guy back. We're gonna be performing a Tony Hawk soundtrack night with a bunch of other local Nashville musicians. And the fun part is we actually had a song featured in the Tony Hawk soundtrack, Cynics and Critics. So I think we're gonna perform that one. So it just turned into its own little mini Icon show. We weren't planning on that, but we haven't announced that yet. You guys are the first to know. Hey, what's up, Brandy? I probably should have told the patrons first, but I feel like most of you guys are probably in the Patreon. Oh, and I did this to my legs last week. Isn't that cute? I think I'm gonna do it to the whole thing. It was actually the rest of the pink shirt that I cut up for here. Just trying to repurpose stuff. Okay. Dang, this is so hard. Because I feel like I gotta be over here. I gotta be working, talking, and then I gotta be here, working, cutting. But I'm just gonna get started. And if you get bored and leave, that is okay. It's a sew with me, not a talk with me. So first, I'm gonna cut out a big patch of this great fabric. And a fun trick, I love going to Goodwills or just value thrift stores and using the clothes just for the fabrics. So many times I've gotten the coolest stuff on old dresses and skirts and weird shirts that the style kind of sucks, but the fabric is amazing. And then you can combine it with your favorite band shirts or cool notions or, just ramen tape. All sorts of stuff like that. Do you think I should move the camera? Are you guys am I in the right spot? I don't know. Come over here. Okay, that's a little bit better. Okay. Is anyone enjoying the nice weather? I've been outside in my hammock a bit this morning. I've been filming social videos all day, which is not my favorite thing to do, but then I get started. I'm like, oh, actually, it's not that bad. Okay. Here's the front. First, I'm going to sew a heart shape, and then I'm going to cut. Actually, I'm gonna turn it inside out. I'm gonna cut this into the heart shape, sew it on the back, do a cutout. That's the plan. Somebody write that down for me. Okay. Can you see this fabric? Not really, huh? Yeah. Get the gist of it. All right, I'm gonna do an imperfect, just sort of rough heart shape. Doesn't have to be much. Obviously, you fold it in half. You've been in elementary school. You remember how shapes work. Let's see. Probably do too wide. I usually do these things too wide. Let's see. Bam. Yeah, that's way too big. We're gonna trim that sucker down. But it doesn't really matter because we're just gonna sew and then cut around. So, how am I gonna do this? I've got it inside out. I want it on the front. I think I'm actually gonna pin this time, which I'm sort of staunchly against just as a principle. I'm not a pin things down kind of girl, you know? But today we will make an exception. Since we have a live studio audience, we cannot fuck this up. Just kidding. All right, bam, see me? Oh, see, there we go, got it? Gonna pin and sew. Do you love my plants in the background? Are they not so good? Look at this buddy, look at this guy. You see this? You see this guy? All the way up. And there's even more, like I could take it on the ceiling, but I can't even reach the freaking ceiling. But that's one plant. I'm very excited about this. I've had it for like 5 years and it's just like, it's grown really quick. Pride and joy in my life. And like the fact that we've been able to tour and like keep it looking good. Amazing. Okay. Yeah, I think I'm doing this right. We'll find out in a few minutes if I'm not. Oh, I know. Why don't you ask me a question, then I can talk while I pin. Okay. Hi, fatty auntie. Okay. How did you get in touch with the Tony Hawk guys? You thought it was a fake plant? No. Come on, you guys. I don't fake shit. I mean, I guess fake plants is different, but no, it's a real plant. Yo, I love your music. What's going on here? The plants for the outside hello from Russia. These are inside plants. The Tony Hawk thing is something that, like all of our sync placements that we've gotten as a band, we just found out about one day because the record label owns those first 2 albums. So this has happened multiple times. I'm actually making a social video about this. Like one time Sean was watching a commercial and he heard our song and he thought like our music was playing from his computer. So he like went to shut it off. No, our song Hope of Morning was featured on a Bank of America commercial. And this is like music that Sean made. Like he made this whole keyboard rhythm and then it's used in our commercial and we have no idea. We just find these things out afterwards. We get 0 of the money from it, but we do get like the fun part of like, oh, that's fun. Our song was in a commercial. But it sucks that we don't know when it's coming and we can't control it. And there's been once or twice our songs have been used in ways that we wouldn't have approved of or included on soundtracks or compilation CDs that we did not choose and we do not directly benefit from. And the record label that owns those first 2 albums gets to keep all that money. So I'm sure a Bank of America commercial made some good money, but whatever, the label gets it. Same thing with the Tony Hawk. Like that was actually a cool placement actually. So that one worked out for us. All right. Trying to talk and pin. I'm wondering if I'm kind of placing this in a weird spot, but whatever, I'm just gonna go for it. I've had my sewing machine out here in the living room for the last week or 2. Usually I just keep it in the closet because I haven't figured out like a good spot to keep it set up. So I'm just kind of taking over the main area today. All right, look at that. This is inside out. We've got this pinned. We're gonna sew this on, turn it inside out, and do like a thrash cutout. So it's like this one kind of is the vision. We'll see if it turns out. And along the way, we'll make some happy accidents and it'll turn out better than if we'd actually like tried and really focused. Okay. Tiffany says, how are you? I am so good. Oh my God, I'm freaking great. I'm so good. We're having a great week. Every day we wake up, me and Sean, we're like, yeah, this is awesome. I think it must be the weather. Yes, that's what it is. Because daylight savings time just happened on Sunday. And so like the days are lighter in the evening. It feels like there's more energy, more daylight, more like just good vibes. I'm going for walks more. It's great. Okay, somebody said, pop culture, I can't think of a song that BOA would use. I'm not sure what BOA is, and I have not heard of pop culture being in any sort of sync placement, so you tell me. What are your top 3 punk albums? Well, if we're gonna be a stickler on the terminology, I don't listen to punk music. I mean, like, the punkiest, I think, album I've ever owned would be like The Distillers, who are awesome, but I'm not sure how punk that is. But as far as rock, albums. I love System of a Down albums. For some reason, their music, I like to listen to it front to back, contained inside of an album and not just a single. And I can't say that for everyone else, but like when Mesmerize and Hypnotize came out sort of like back to back, I devoured those as albums and that felt really cool. Anyway, we're gonna do some sewing now. Here we go. Can you see that? I don't know. You can see that, right? Yeah, very good. Okay. We're falling. Hold on. We're falling. I'm a professional. Professional. Okay. Come back to me. Do I listen to The Pretty Wild? I can't say that I do, but I like that band name. I should check it out. Hold on. Okay. Let's sew. Yeah, there we go. Now we're flying. All right, we're halfway through the heart. It's happening. It's happening. This was so fast. We're done in like 10 minutes, guys. Okay. Beautiful. Shout out to Singer Sewing Machines who gifted me this machine a few years back. Sean always liked to point out that I had a sewing machine endorsement before he had a guitar endorsement. Okay, so here we are. This is it inside out, but this is not what it's gonna look like. This is just creating a background fabric, so when we flip it, ooh, it got a little bunched up here. I don't like that. It's like my tension is off. Okay, yep, tension's off. So I might have to redo some of that, but that's okay. Let me just rethread this sucker. And then I will be checking comments. I know it's hard to sew and lead a live stream. I don't know how the others do it. Okay. Beautiful. All right, hopefully that fixes the tension issue. I guess we'll redo the bottom too, just for good measure. All right. So, yeah, I'm gonna have to rip some of this, which is okay. Yeah, this is not a good stitch. Fudge. Well, that's not fun. See, I'll show you. So it's like all scrunched up. That means I'm gonna have to rip the stitching, but that's fine. After I rip it, it'll take care of it, and then I'll have to resew it in some places. Bam. Okay, here we go. I mean, you guys know. Everybody sews, right? You all know how this works. I used to have a clothing line called Custom Catastrophes, which I know some of you were around for back in the day. And back when we were with the record label and there was no way to afford rent or anything, we sold scuddies and tutus and paid for our lives. And it was such a freaking beautiful thing to get to be a part of. to have like this whole sewing world on the side and just stay in touch with my creativity. Making all my stage outfits throughout the years has been really lovely. Okay, so I've ripped it in 3 spots and now it seems to be laying flatter. So here you can see the stitching. So I'm going to cut lines out now and I'm gonna see how they hang, and if they hang weird, then I'll sew them down. That's what we'll do. So I really wanna be careful to not cut through the bottom layer of fabric, that heart shape that we just sewed on. So, and I probably will on accident, just so we're on the same page. I'm gonna pull that down and do as many of these cut lines as I can without cutting into the bottom fabric. There's my scissors. I'll just start at the bottom here. And because this is a knit t-shirt type fabric, the tank is, when we pull it, you know how it goes, it should stretch across really nicely. It should look kind of just like a DIY vibe. It'll wash fine, it won't ravel, but raveling would look cool, but because this is a knit, it'll hold its shape nicely. Speaking of holding its shape, I gotta make sure I'm cutting straight across. It's kind of like you gotta go slow, otherwise you'll cut down into that original guy. But I just realized now we've started cutting, now there's no going back. Now this gray tank is either about to be ruined or about to be made beautiful. Okay, it's already looking cute. I haven't even done the pull yet. So here we're starting to see the reveal of the heart shape. Now I haven't cut it all the way up, but when I do, it should look actually like resemble a heart shape. And then we'll do the pulling, which is the best part. But I'm gonna open it up now because it's getting a little finicky. Boom. Oh, and I said I would check the comments, so I will do that right in just a second. Bam. We'll do one more. Okay, I didn't cut any of the under fabric. Good job, Ariel. Okay. All right, let's do a little check-in. Hi, everybody. Okay, does anyone know how I make the comments bigger? Like, so it covers up my face? Does anyone know that trick? Let me just pull this guy out. Okay. I'm not selling these. These are for me to wear for my personal clothing, for my closet. Martin says, I still have my custom catastrophes merch. Okay, beautiful. Gotta get my patch sewing skills. The cut strips will roll up. Yes, Matilda, you get it. We're on the same page. Vad köper du med den fina t-shirten du gjorde reklam för? Do you mean this one? This one I made. I'm trying to encourage everyone to learn to play their own instruments, write your own songs, make your own clothes, cut your own hair. Just like do fun shit that makes you feel alive. Because otherwise we just like waste our lives away watching The Real Housewives of Salt Lake City. No, just me? Okay. What machine do you use? This is the Singer Quantum Stylist. I love it because it's purple, it matches my hair. Such a vibe. Magnetic screw pans from hardware stores are great for pins. That's a good point. I just got this little pin cushion. Ever thought of doing a pop-up show in Nashville? Well, wait, what makes it pop-up? We would promote it like usual, right? It would just be a normal show. Do you mean like a one-off show? Yes, of course we have thought of that. The only thing is, our drummer Brian lives in LA. But that's okay, we could find a drummer here. When I say it out loud, it sounds like a really dumb reason not to do a local show. So yeah, maybe that'll happen. Did you see the eclipse last night? What? Okay, I didn't know there was an eclipse. I saw the gorgeous full moon and it was amazing and I like was vibing out with it, but I didn't know about an eclipse. Is that for real? I have not been paying attention because the news is so hard to watch right now in so many regards that I'm finding I have to be selective and not just like check in all the time with what's going on, because after these check-ins where I'll go on a news site and be like, I just want to see what's happening with such and such, I'll notice like that sunken feeling and the fear and the images and all the pain and it like just carry all the hurt and all the world and you're like, oh my God, I'm so worried about so many things. And then I feel my day melt, my mental health decline. I feel myself contract. I feel the fear. I feel the anxiety. And from that place, I'm not creative. I'm not loving. I'm not present. I'm scared. And I'm guessing there's a lot of other people that feel that way. So I don't know. I'm never going to find the right balance, you know? I don't know how I got talking on that. Oh, the eclipse. Wow. I'm sorry I took that so dark. It was the lunar eclipse last night. Okay, beautiful. Get Chad to drum. He's up for it. I bet, Chad. I bet you know. Drumming machines never skip practice. Guitar Hero. You love my eyes? Thank you. They're my real eyes. No surgery or anything. Just like they came on my face. So I can't take credit for them is what I'm saying. Okay, I'm gonna attach you here to the little holder again, and then we're gonna go back to working on a shirt. State of the world is making me angry. Quilting and baking to fight the darkness. Exactly. Yes. Some sort of quiet revolt where like I refuse to be a casualty of the decisions that leaders are making. Like there's already so much crap going down that like if I let the poison infiltrate my home, my brain, my soul, my creative worldview, like all that will stop me, well, one, feeling good, it's a selfish thing, but two, being of use for the world. And like as we're finishing up this album, I've really learned to protect like the sensitive artist heart that I think a lot of us have, you know? A lot of us can't watch the pain of others without feeling so much empathy that it taps our reserves, takes us out, really drains us, and makes us like less powerful, have less firepower, less vibrancy. So I find that even more so as an artist, one of my main focuses is to guard that tender sensitivity inside of me and to pay attention to what drains me and what fuels me. What takes away energy, what adds energy to me. And that's not always realistic. Like, you know, we're human, stuff's gonna get through. We still need to be like active participant citizens and like helping and caring. But sometimes it seems to me that it's a more caring, like the more empathetic and kind thing to do for our fellow humanity is to make sure that we ourselves are nourished so we can show up at our highest form. And for me, I feel that that is me as a songwriter and as a performer. That is where I can have the most impact, give the most, touch the most people. And if the way I respond to the news takes me out, that I can't show up in those ways, well, then there you go. Like, then they've won. So, yes, Matilda, quilting and baking, quiet rebellion. There we go. Tiffany wants to know, are we getting new music soon? Okay, first of all, you got to join Patreon. Just go to Patreon and search Icon for Hire. There we are. You can join in at like $5 a month. When you're in the Patreon, you get all the news of the songs first. You get the songs sent to your inbox first before they come out on Spotify. And we do monthly live streams where Sean literally has been playing the new songs like on his laptop or on his phone for you to hear, or we play it like acoustic guitar style. So some of our patrons have probably heard like more than half the album at this point, half the new album. The new album is not all the way done, but I mean, I feel like I've been saying it's almost done for a month, so I don't know if it's really almost done, but I think it's really almost done, especially the creative part. And then we got to take it on to mixing and mastering, which is like another month or longer even. But it's fine. This is like our 6th full-length album, which feels so good because we know what we're doing. Like, it doesn't feel as scary. It doesn't like keep me up at night. There's not as much fear or uncertainty because we have done this. We've walked this path. We know what to expect. And of course we make adjustments every time. Not every release is the same, but I'd say that's one of the best parts of being a grown-up and getting older is you learn how to do stuff. And it's like a little less scary every time. Okay. Does the new album have a name yet? No. Is the cover art done? No. So there you go. Because we've just been finishing the songs. I gotta figure out the cover art. If anyone's got any cool ideas, let me know. Sean has been throwing around a couple different album names, but I don't want to say them on here because like it has to be like a big deal when we announce the new album name, you know? It has to be a vibe. All right, I gotta fix my bottom bobbin again here. I got a little messed up. Okay, let's go back to cutting our shirts. Oh no, I was gonna check a comment and cut and talk. Okay, God, sorry. Okay. You're baking a sweet potato pie for National Pie Day. Oh, that's amazing. I refuse to be a casualty that needs to be a lyric. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh, okay. How much time do we have? So yesterday, I managed to get the password for our old email account that our band had that we lost access to through just like forgetting shit and like things getting passed around. So like, Adam would have control of it, and then when Adam left, maybe we didn't get all the information back. So we got locked out of our email, and I finally got back in. And in that email address, I found so many old songs, including a song that I think uses a line about a casualty. That's probably like where it was fresh on my mind from. And so yesterday I just like laid on my floor in my office and listened to these old songs like a time capsule from 2008 or whatever. And it was so precious. Many of the songs were not great. There was a reason they did not make it on our first album, but many of them were just little timestamps. We played these songs live before we had any songs because we were just figuring it out as we went. And I love the sincerity of that. Like just our sweet little hearts trying to find our way, make our way in the world. And I saw how many ways that the lyrical themes were exactly the same as what I've sung about the whole time, even from the beginning. And then some of the ways the lyrical themes have evolved and that I've grown as a writer, which is like a good thing. It'd be a little weird if I hadn't, right? 6 albums in. So now I'm gonna have to figure out what to do, how to strategically, slowly share these beautiful little time capsules with our patrons. We're not gonna put them on Spotify, they're not gonna go on YouTube, we don't want them for public consumption because we know the trolls will be like, this sucks, because yeah, it kind of sucks, but we still wanna get it into the hands of the fans who would really appreciate it. I remember when Linkin Park, my favorite band, would release their demos as part of like the street team or the fan club. It was so inspiring to me to hear the before song and the after, and it helped me learn about the process. It helped me develop as a wannabe rock star when I was a teenager, before I'd even met Sean and started this band. So I feel like it's our duty to share these little moments, these songs with you guys. But I want to do it the right way and not just like do it all at once. But, okay. Wow, I'm not even sewing, I'm just talking. But listen to this. Scripted, our first album, came out in 2011, which means the 15-year anniversary is coming up next year. And I think we're gonna do a lot of really cool stuff for that. I think we're gonna try to play a scripted anniversary show or 2 or 20. We're definitely gonna see if we can get some of the rights to that album back and print new copies, because I think it's been out of print for a long time. Since the label owns it, we can't control putting it in production. So maybe we can like link it with that, is what I'm thinking. Okay. Music is our outlet and our way to express ourselves and fight back. I feel enraged by the news lately, says Brie. Yeah. So if we're exposing ourselves to things that enrage us, let's be mindful of that. Whether it's news or our crazy aunt or our neighbor, whoever it is that's getting into our space and rage is happening, there's a lot of freaking autonomy and power that comes with like having that awareness and just knowing how things affect us and then making some informed, mindful decisions about how to respond in ways that don't like capsize our lives. Yeah, okay. Blake says, I've seen y'all live twice. Amazing show. Thanks, Blake. Do you want to know our secret to an amazing live show? It is always just that we like show up in full presence, fully present on stage. That is the secret, I think. Just like show up and care, be there, be engaged. Don't be in your head as a performer thinking about what's coming next or the pizza you're gonna eat after the show or how many kids are in the room or what you look like. To me, the magic of performing in front of people is to lose myself in the room with all the people, in the noise, like, oh my God, I got goosebumps just thinking about it. That's where the power is. And I don't know, but I imagine that people can feel that common space that we're trying to make with them, that like energetic aura musical world we're all going to together. And to me, that is so much more powerful than making it about me as a performer and being like, oh my God, here I am, how's my voice, how do I look? Like, that is a presence killer. That is a connection killer. And notice that same thing being at the merch table afterwards, talking to people one-on-one. If I'm in my head, feeling self-conscious, let's say a part didn't go as well as I wanted, I'm not able to have the same bonds and connections and conversations with our fans as I'm able to if I'm fully present, not thinking about myself, but totally making it about them, looking in their eyes, hearing their story, and like getting lost in that with them, it makes it better for me. And it's actually just like a good life trick to forget yourself. There was a quote I heard on a TED Talk recently. I don't remember who, so I can't give this brilliant woman credit, but I'm sure someone else has said it earlier. But what'd they say? They said, humility is not thinking less of yourself. Humility is thinking of yourself less. And that's really good. Happiness is thinking about yourself less. Because when we think about ourselves, we contract, we become self-conscious, we become the center of the room, and a part of us assumes that everyone is paying attention to us, and that makes us shrink. And then we lose our connection to creativity, to vibrancy, to responding real time in the moment, to being open and soft for other people. No one comes to connect with someone who's sort of like self-enclosed. And this is how I felt like in middle school. Like that feeling was so strong. I like freaking dropped out and started homeschooling. Oh, I just like walking into like those gray hallways and like the gross cafeterias and the smells and the people and just, oh, I hated school. I hated school so much. And I told everyone I would never need to know any of this because I'm gonna be a rock star. I was such a brat, you guys. I did email one of my teachers a few years later and apologized for being a brat. I really was. I thought it was not better than everyone, but like definitely going somewhere that the rest of them were not going. Yeah. Can I relate? Is that crazy? Does anyone know what I'm talking about? Okay. You want to hear the original demos? Okay, good. I'm glad you're excited. Happy Hurt sometimes is overlooked by fans, but I feel it the hardest. Oh, I'm glad you like it. Okay, Zoe said, I heard some of the scripted rejects and I think they're pretty good. Yes, there is a scripted reject called 1 Million Ways on here on YouTube that I recorded for the Ariel show. There's so many more, and I just like found 10 of them yesterday. And I also found how many of the songs and like that ended up in the recording of scripted, how they were when they were originally written, and some of the ways that they had changed was really cool. And I was like, okay, yeah, we took that a step up. But then some of the ways that we kept it exactly the same was really cool to see too. Like Sean as a producer, even back then, he was really good. And we ended up keeping a lot of his original production in the album that you heard. Speaking of Sean, here he comes. Does he have a key? Does he need me to let him in? No, he's good. Okay. Casey Summer says, I did a piano cover of Sorry About Your Parents. I sent it on Insta. Okay, thank you. I did not see that. Maybe tag us again. I'm gonna be honest, I just don't check social media that much because I hate it. Sorry, can y'all just send me real letters or something? I won't write back, but then at least I don't have to log in to see what you said. Alanis Morissette, is that you? Wow, no one's ever confused us before, but I'll take it. Will you ever do another show? Yes, are you kidding? Oh my God, we're gonna do so many shows. We're just getting started. We're only like 17 years in. We got at least another 25 before we call it quits, don't you think? I feel like we've built this so beautifully that like now's the good time. Now's the fun time. We've been grinding, sacrificing, hustling, struggling, all the things that it would be such a shame to stop now, right? Your voice is giving me a massive migraine. Thanks. I actually don't get that very often. Turns out a lot of people really like my voice, so the problem's probably you. I'm just kidding. You're a producer too. It would be cool to remix and master old production for one album that didn't make it into one powerful song. That's cool. Teresa says, I've noticed a lot of haters in the comments. That's fine. We actually never get haters, so this is kind of exciting for me. I mean, I'm sure this won't last long. In 5 minutes, I'll be in tears, but for some reason, because we're like not mainstream, we get to fly under the radar and avoid a lot of the bullshit, which is so great. I'd actually be curious what everyone's thoughts on this are. But I'm of the assumption that being a mid-level band is like the ultimate life hack. If you're going to be a creative in today's mainstream music market and like be vulnerable and exposed for people to like come at you on social media, to have this little bubble where you fly under the radar and people aren't constantly finding you and don't know you and then hating on you, like we've got our own little icon army world that insulates us from a lot of the other crap that I'm sure we would have to face if we were signed to a major label or if we had 1 million TikTok followers. If we were more famous, there would be a lot of challenges with that. And so I've really come to appreciate this little lane that we found where we are just successful enough to allow ourselves to be full-time artists, to tour, to like get to make the music that we love, but we're not so successful that it dramatically decreases our quality of life. Like, we can go out, we can go to the coffee shop, no one recognizes us. It's really nice. Like, I'm just saying. I remember on Warped Tour when everyone recognized us. I had the hot pink hair, and you like live among the fans essentially. I'd be like walking from the van to the bathroom to brush my teeth in the morning. Like I hadn't gone pee yet, no makeup, like bad breath, like just woke up. And you got fans coming up to you asking for photos, asking for your life story, asking for autographs. And I remember thinking like, this is really intense. I don't know if I'm cut out for this part. Because I like my space, right? So that's been one of the wonderful things about being an independent band, is getting to find that little sweet spot right in the middle where we are just the right amount of successful, but not too successful. Yeah, okay. Rant over. Let's go back to the shirt. Okay. Woo. So now I say all that. I hope the haters don't come find us. Okay, I'm gonna cut these little lines about an inch out from the sewing line that we did earlier. Then we'll do the pull, and then we'll do the try on, and then we'll make adjustments. Oh my God, you know what we really need to talk about? My actual favorite show in the world right now? Not Real Housewives of Salt Lake City. How many of y'all are watching Severance? Let me know in the comments. You know who I love on Severance? Irv. His face is so precious. I love Irv. That's his name, right? As I say it out loud, it sounds weird, but I'm pretty sure that's his name. We're almost there, guys. I'm not cutting these very straight. I think it won't really matter after it's all stretched out. Plus, I don't really like cutting things straight, just in principle. Okay. Here I've got the bottom done, this top half of this heart, and then I'm gonna do this top. And I am a little worried it's just gonna kind of sag down, and it probably will, but then I will just sew it and like make it hang the way I want it to. So I think we'll be okay. I got some lo-fi beats blasting in the background. A lot of you guys often ask us what our favorite artists are, like what we listen to in our free time. And Sean, he actually listens to like real music, but I listen to a lot of lyric-free music because it's really hard for me to think, journal, create, like be in my zone when I'm listening to someone else's words, essentially. Both just for like a quiet mind, but also because I'm always thinking about lyrics. I think a part of my brain has a hard time turning off when I hear someone singing, to not be like listening to the story and like what's coming next and how are the rhyme schemes. So I think I have an easier time sort of being a natural consumer of music with just like a lo-fi beat. So I listen to those a lot. Did you hear Pepper Rivals released a lo-fi version of their songs? Oh my God, I don't know why. I talk about them all the time. It's because I just fucking love them, that's why. They're just good people making good stuff in the world. Okay, here we have the fully cut out heart. As you can see, this one's really low, but now we're gonna do the stretch. Oops, now we're gonna do the stretch and see what happens. Okay, so the more we stretch them, the more they will thin out, but they will also like droop a little bit more. Okay, there we go. So we get these guys. What I could do is cut some little strips and sew them in between, or what I probably could do is just sew these up into the plate. That's actually kind of cute. Actually, I kind of like that. It looks a little like a rib cage. Okay, let me just try it on. Okay, it's still laying a little weird because of that initial stitching issue I had earlier. But I like how ooh, that's pin that and just do a little seam right here. You can definitely see that everything is nice and uneven, unsymmetrical, and I'm kind of the mind that if I'm gonna take the time to sew a shirt, it needs to look perfect, because the whole point is I want it to look homemade, because it's all about the DIY vibe. I want my clothes to be like a conversation starter, frankly, and to say something about my personality, which in this case is, the whole point is like, hey, look, I made this. All right, so I'm just gonna pin these guys up. I'll probably do a seam up the middle, which I assumed I would have to. So it's cool because you can still kind of see the outline of the heart, but it doesn't like scream at you. So hold on, probably gonna get these up a little bit higher. All right, see what I don't like though is how it's laying right here. That does not look good. So I'm gonna have to keep ripping the stitching. Did you hear that? Until it lays better, and then I will just see all that? That's not cute. We don't like that. We're gonna figure that out. That's so annoying. Oh. Okay. I can't believe I've been live for 41 minutes. Dear Lord. I'm probably gonna wrap this up soon. I've got like a 30-minute limit with lives. But you guys are great. Thank you everyone for hanging out. Okay. Okay. Well, my pin just fell out, so I'll just eyeball this. Okay, it's actually laying kind of nicely right now. This makes me nervous. What if I just do it? I'm not gonna do the whole thing. I'm gonna resist the urge to do the whole thing. And I'm gonna sew a line in the middle. Okay, here goes nothing. I'll make it really long so I can take it out easily. I won't backstitch it. And I'll just go all the way up to that top corner of the heart. Not the corner, the little V part, you know. Let's see, oop, if that does anything. Oh, that's great. That looks awesome. Okay, that's exactly what I wanted. Oh my God, I fucking love this. Should we put it on? Should we put it on? Da, da, da. Okay. Beautiful. Probably could have gone up a little higher, but I think it's good. All right, close enough. This was the shirt I made earlier in the week that I kind of used as my inspo, which, I mean, this is adorable. I love this. So here we're doing a similar cutout pattern, but a heart instead. Only thing, like I said, I don't love how it's bunching. Oh, this is gonna drive me crazy. Okay, anyway, good enough for now. Rock and roll. Okay. Do you ever just abandon one of these projects after working on it way too long, or do you generally finish and wear them? I used to have a bunch of half worked on items and things back when I had a sewing studio, back when I had the working Etsy shop, that I had space to just like leave things in progress. But now I like can't start something and not finish it, since I have to like set everything up. Like once I've got it set up, it makes the most sense to see a project through to completion. So I've had this machine set up for like a week now, and I've probably made 4 pieces, which is great. Like I'm freaking loving it. But to have a bunch of half completed projects, like I wouldn't be able to keep the house clean, you know? So this helps me like stay organized. Hi, Chrissy, what's up? What's up? She became a weaver of clothes. Okay, I love the audiobook to turn your pain into art. Maybe you will make another book. Maybe I will make another book. It was really great to write that book, and it's a lot of work to release the book. So it does get me thinking that it'd be like maybe I would work with a publishing company to do a lot of like the graphics and the promo, and even just like getting it listed on Amazon was kind of a nightmare. Like literally me and our associate, we were up like nights, we were up for weeks at a time, like just trying to get the emailing. I think we emailed Jeff Bezos directly. He didn't write back, surprise, surprise. But like, it was so challenging. There were so many surprise things that I didn't know that we'd have to figure out, but we did, we figured them out. But I'm not like super eager to go through that whole process again. But the writing part, that's cool. Writing is great, but you know what's not great is editing. Oh, then you have to like fix everything that you got wrong the first time. That part's hard. Breakdown and Curse or Cure is fire. Do it in more new songs. Okay, we can do that for you. I'd say the new songs are as guitar driven as we've ever been. You know, I think You Can't Kill Us, we got a little bit more electronica, a little more experimental. And then I've seen in our last 3 albums since that, Amorphous, The Reckoning, and then this new one that we're finishing up, how we've kind of come to a new balance with the rock versus the pop production. And tweaking those dials is always part of the fun for us. And it really is almost more up to Sean than me. I'm always focused on the composition and the lyrics and the story and like trying to get my heart out and like sharing and expressing myself and all that stuff. And he's always much more managing the musical part of things. So he sees things in a different way than I do. He is a better musician than I am. I'm the stronger writer. He's the stronger musician, I would say. He might think he's the stronger writer. I can't speak for him. And if you want to see us break down these processes more, me and him talk about this very openly and candidly when we do our live streams with the Icon Army headquarters. Yeah. Do you or Sean watch Invincible? Is it a movie? I have not seen it. If it's like an action movie, then Sean has definitely seen it. He loves those action movies. Do I speak Spanish? I do not. Are you high? I am not. Get well is my reason for never taking my medication. Oh, that's not good. Okay, I think that's all the questions. I think I did it. Oh, Jaylyn says, I love the hollow video and the lyrics from Brittle. It's not personal, it's just personal. Ah, thanks, Jaylyn. I love those lyrics too. And every time I sing them live, I'm like, do you guys get it? Do you get it? I mean, I don't say that, but I think it. I think a lot of times things I'm trying to communicate to the world, only like 50% of it actually gets through, and that isn't the world's fault. It's probably my fault. I'm not always super clear maybe what I'm trying to say. But like, when I wrote those lines, I was like, yeah, like, I'm trying to say it's not personal. It's not about you. It's just personal. Like I'm dealing with some shit. So don't take it personally. And I remember writing those lyrics on my bed back in 2000, I don't know, what was it? 2020? That song came a little earlier, and actually Sean wrote a lot of the lyrics in Brittle. So anytime you hear really basic lyrics in Icon for Hire, it means Sean wrote those lyrics. So, for example, rough around the edges, mistake me for pretentious. I get stuck in my head, it's not personal, it's just personal. I've been strong for too long, sometimes I forget why I'm trying. That's all Sean. I've been strong for too long. Another great example of this is the chorus to Venom. Personally, I would never say, misery, misery is the venom in my brain, killing me, but I don't feel the pain. Like, to me, that's some basic stuff. Like, I'm not saying anything like new or exciting. It's a very easy rhyme scheme. However, that's why me and Sean are good partners, because I overcomplicate things and try to make everything different and like figure out new stuff. And he's much like, hey, this needs to be memorable, sing-alongable, easily graspable. Like he likes just doing it, bam, bam, bam. And I've learned a lot about this in the last year, we wrote a song together with the fans at Camp Icon called Lost in Paranoid. And we kind of had to make that song appeal to a large group of people because we were writing it with, 50, 70 people in the room that day. And so it wasn't gonna make sense for us to all get on the same page with something that was hyper specific to me and my story. So we had to open it up and make it about everybody in the room. And when I listen to the song now, I can hear that. I hear that it's meant to tell a wide story, appeal to a large number of people, and it's not like just me telling my story. And that was new for me because I'm used to like letting my songs be my mouthpiece of what I'm trying to say. And I've fought very hard for that right over the years as different, I don't know, influences. People try to get us to work with writers. And we've always had to stand our ground. I've been a little feisty with that kind of stuff. So I could always learn to be more like appealing to the masses. I was gonna say generic. I could always learn to be more connected with a large group of people's pain, and Sean could always learn to make it more specific and tell his own story. Does that make sense? Am I saying that right? I'm not trying to be like passive aggressive or like dumbed down. Like, my point is we kept those lyrics in our songs because they work, and Venom is our second top song that we've ever done, streamed on Spotify. So he was right, is what I'm saying. Okay, that songwriting was so much fun. Yes, it was. Can't wait for camp this year. Yes, camp is on June 27th and 28th, I believe. We have been working on the itinerary. We've got Anna Kate, who's gonna be heading up our karaoke, which I'm super excited about. Karaoke was like a surprise fun moment last year that I did not expect. Seeing you guys sing our songs with so much emotion and heart was really cool for me, because usually I don't get to see that. Like, it was like I was watching you, like a show of you guys performing our songs, and I was in the audience. Yeah, that was really cool. Okay. Hey, yeah, hey, yeah. Thomas says, you are the reason I'm going to bar. To the bar? Get some nice white wine, my love. Jonathan, whoa, what a cool name, says, I remember when you were making and selling punk clothes, very creative. Thank you. Yes, I remember that too. That was a really cool time in my life, and I hope one day I can have that ability again. Right now, I don't know if it, sometimes it's like we make excuses for why we're not doing certain things, but I've really been pouring myself into making music, running this company as an independent band. Like, it takes a lot of brain power, a lot of time and focus. So sometimes I don't feel like I have the extra creative energy to also be doing a lot of sewing. But right now has been a moment this last week I have been able to. So it's been really nice. Okay, I think we will call it a day here. Thank you to all of you for hanging out. I'm wishing you a beautiful rest of your evening. I will be watching Severance in my cute new shirt. And yeah, stay beautiful and protect your beautiful heart. And be good to yourself. And I'm talking to myself too. Okay, bye.